I call Tracy Martin.
Mr Chair, thank you very much. Just to take a quick call on behalf of New Zealand First on the social assistance, portability to Cook Island, Niue and Tokelau bill. It's been an interesting debate so far, and there seems to be some confusion. And there is some. Let's just talk about the confusion from the government benches side. On one hand, the government benches are trying to say that the relationship with these three islands is special. It is different. It is recognised as such. They are members of the realm. They are islands in the realm. And then on the other hand, the minister has stood and said that they are to be no different. So on the one hand, they're special, and on the other hand, they're to be no different. Now, if I was to pick up on the minister's comments about being no different than any other New Zealander, and on the purpose that has been described inside the bill, what if we just actually used a bit of forethought and expanded on the purpose? And what would happen if the government did support the SOP that the Right Honourable Winston Peters has placed on the table to remove the 5-year? So what would happen to that purpose, which is about allowing the Cook Island, Niuean and Tokelauan New Zealanders to be at home on their islands? And I cannot imagine that Mr Alfred Naru does not understand the concept and the reasoning as to why these people want to go home in their final years, why they want to go back and put into their communities to spend their pension on those islands, creating a whole nother level of industry on those islands, for example. Because there would need to be aged care, there would need to be some expansion of hospital services, though they could take their skills back in those last years and add to the increase in those services. New Zealand currently provides aid into the Pacific. Is this not a way of, instead of providing money in one way, between $9 and $21 million could be provided directly through what are eligible New Zealanders with their pension? And all that is requested by the Cook Islands, and the Prime Minister himself came to express at the Select Committee what he understood was promised to him and his people by that government. He came to express it. Now, I have no doubt whatsoever that the Prime Minister of the Cook Islands is a highly intelligent man. I do not believe he misunderstood conversations had with him by members of the government. And he understood, as 12 out of the 13 submitters understood, that there would not be this restriction. And should these islands be treated differently? We believe that they should. We believe that they are special. We do believe that there is a special relationship here. Does it then open the floodgates for Canada, Mr Naru said, or any other nation? No, it does not, sir. We would suggest that this government adhere to its word, the word behind closed doors, the word in the Swordfish Club, the word taken by others to the Cook Island community. The government knows what the Cook Island community, the Tokelauan community and the Niuean community was seeking from them with this legislation. Right. Half pie is not ka pie. This is not good enough. This is another half measure by this government that shortchanges these New Zealanders. New Zealand First, again, there is a SOP sitting on the table under the name of the Right Honourable Winston Peters, the single member, one of the single members inside this House that advocates and truly understands these islands and what the purpose they are seeking from legislation here. He is an advocate for them and has been so for years. New Zealand First will be supporting the SOP. We understand the rest of the opposition will be supporting the SOP. It will be the government members who fail these people. It will be the government members who fail these New Zealanders, who fail to see an opportunity to partake and participate in the future of these Pacific Islands through a very small measure, a very small number of New Zealanders who could do so much good were the SOP to be supported. Kia ora.
Mr Chair.